So the question that I get asked the most is, will my avoidant ex come back? Will they come back? And we can go through a whole hour of a coaching session, and in the last 2 minutes, it's always the last 2 minutes, someone will ask me what they really want to know. Will this person come back? And I so get it, because it's horrible missing somebody, longing for them, having believed in the relationship, having believed in the best for this person, and then you're in silence. It's not what you ever wanted or expected, and you just want to know, will they come back? So in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. And in my opinion, there are two situations. One is more likely and one is less likely. And then we're going to talk about what to expect if they actually do. What are they going to do if they do come back? And what are you going to do about it, more importantly? So I'm in my garden today. I've been on a run. I've written a song about pancakes and jam with Noah before 7 a.m. And I'm just in a very good mood because it's very sunny today. Apparently it's going to be 27 degrees. And I'm feeling very creative because, you know, that door that I painted with stars and spaceships and stuff on it, I have been looking at all the other doors ever since and thinking, what am I going to do? The other doors feel left out. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing on the other doors, but in different colours with different patterns. So I might do that today. So watch out for some shorts on that. Right, you're probably thinking, please stop talking about doors and pancakes and jam. Just tell me when my ex is coming back. Okay, so just before I do, there's 25% discount on my one-to-one coaching at the moment. So if you want to do a deep dive into your situation to kind of process it, unpack it, which can be really helpful when you're in a situation like this, it's what I needed, and it really helps so many of my clients to kind of really put things into perspective, and just feel confident about the future, then you can use the discount code May 25. May 25. It will be active until the end of the month latest, because if I get booked up before then, which I very often do, then I have to take the coaching page down. So if you wanted any coaching, then just let me know. Okay, so when it comes to listening to people's stories about their avoidant ex or the breakup situation, what happened, I have seen thousands of situations, and I have worked with people for months and months and months and months, even years sometimes, and watched situations unfold and seen patterns. And there is, in my opinion, two most common situations. One is where there was a big go away big blow up. There was a big fight. There was something that happened that was really emotionally charged, and then they went into flight mode and they left. So in this situation, their feelings did not change, their state changed, right? And because their state changed and not their feelings, they are likely to come back like a boomerang at some point, right? I know it can seem really unlikely. It's really stressful in that situation, because emotions are so heightened. You might have been asking for accountability, you might have been asking for honesty, you might have been asking for commitment. Whatever it was, it created a nervous system reaction within the avoidant that made them go into their fear response and their fear of intimacy, their fear of just being seen, honestly, and they started to feel overwhelmed, and so they went into flight mode and shut down and said, I can't do this, bye. And it was sudden, right? In those situations, like I say, there's a very high chance that they'll come back and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that they do this. They do this boomerang thing. They come back and forward, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they've changed their state. There's a difference, okay? And that's something that you have to reflect on. Am I okay with that? Am I okay with this coming and going? I'm really going to need them to tell me that they're going to work on that. I'm really going to need them to say that actually they recognize that that's a problem within them and not blame you for it, because avoidance can really just do this very deflective thing where they point the finger back on you, and you feel gaslit, you feel not seen, and it's really, really stressful. It becomes like a trauma, honestly, in this situation. So I'm saying, yes, they might come back. It's very likely that they will come back if that's been the situation, but be careful, because this situation can really create a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of confusion, and it's a lead to addiction, right? Because it's operant conditioning. They're there, it's amazing, you're connected, then they're not. They're there, it's amazing, and you're connected, and then they're not. Big blow up, back together again. Like, that's how you create a toxic relationship. So be careful in situations like this, because you need to really protect your heart. Okay. um that's a really, really stressful one. I've been in that situation. An ex of mine left the house, packed his bags, said, I can't do this anymore. And then 3 days later, after 3 days of silence, rang me like nothing had happened. Hey, how are you? What? And it was, that was a real turning point for me, because I was like, no, you don't leave the house, you don't leave suddenly like that and expect to just come back. You have to have really strong boundaries with this sort of thing, okay? Because otherwise you're just going to perpetually be hurt. The other situation is when there's been like a slow fade, right? There's been like they suddenly, or not suddenly, but they start to implement these things that show you that they're just not caring as much. They're being a bit disrespectful. They're not showing up. They're not texting back when they said they would. And suddenly you feel like you're chasing. You're going to have a conversation. You're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to have to talk to them about this. And you feel awkward because you feel like they don't really want to have that conversation. And really, they're doing this kind of like, The Simpsons, where he just goes back into the hedge like this slowly, and he's like, and he doesn't want to come back, you know. And that's not because there's anything wrong with you, or there's anything wrong with even the way they feel about you, but it's just that they are thinking in their mind something is amiss, something doesn't feel right for whatever reason. It might be their intimacy issues, it might be that they are having trouble and avoiding saying, this actually doesn't work for me. But either way, when it's like that, they just don't seem interested. They are a bit complacent about it, they can let it go. And those situations, they're less likely to come back, and it's more likely for you and for them to be something that just fades into the background. But at the same time, avoidants are very unpredictable. So I've also seen it that they can pop back up and say, hello, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And that's useless. It's useless if they're not going to do anything about it. I mean, it's useless when they've already done it, because it's so painful to go through it. But in both of these situations, my main thing to say to you is that if someone pulls away, you are very likely to want to lean in, to figure it out, to know what to do. But remember, someone said to me in a comment yesterday, what can I do to make them feel safe enough to stay, to stop this from happening? That is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be yourself, and that may trigger them. It may activate their intimacy wounds. Be loving, be the loving, open hearted person that you are. Don't let that go away, because that's your special, beautiful thing that you are. Don't be less of you. Don't be more caring. Don't be less caring. Don't be less of yourself. Like, we love ourselves when we're being who we want to be, when we're being loving. In fact, we want to love more than we want to be loved, right? So if loving someone scares them, that's not good for you. It's not good. So remember, you've got to hold on to yourself. And this is the message across all of my videos. If you lose that, that's the real loss, not them. Okay? So be yourself, and let's see what happens. And if you want any more processing, you want to do this with somebody, you want a reflection, you want somebody who's seen thousands of people go through this, let me know. There's 25% discount on at the moment, which has not happened since August last year. It doesn't happen very much. So let me know. And you can book that on the website. You can come to the living room as well, which is such a beautiful space, which we've been running for over a year, because people just come back because it's such a nice space where you can talk about anything really and meet other people going through a similar thing. But if you want any more information about any of those things, you can find out in the links below. And now I am going to paint another door frame. So I'll see you in the next video. Maybe that video about the door frame. Who knows? Bye.